This is a 28-year-old Mercedes CL420 S-Class Coupe. Now my question to you guys is this impulse buy an investment or is it going to be a money pit? Let's get it washed up and see what we're working with. Struggles. So today it's getting its first wash in over 6 years. So let's see how the paintwork has held up over that time. Oof. They've come out like new. Have you bought it? So it's had its first wash in over 10 years. Now let's see what there is that we need to do on this project car. Straight away you can see there's rust and corrosion all over the shop. Now there's some here all the way around. Now this is one piece and it's a complete bonnet. Now the front bumper has some grazing here, but it's nothing too major, nothing that some paint can't sort. But this right here, the two wings now, they've got rust on the front of them. This one's not as bad as the other side, which I'll show you now. So as you can see on this side, the rust has completely eaten through the wing. The metal, now rust is like cancer. When it hits metal, that's it. The only way of getting rid of it is by cutting it out. So this is not actually repairable. Some people would do a bodge job and they'll fiberglass it, but we're going to have to find a replacement wing or a fabricator who can cut it, get a sheet of metal and remake that line on the wing. So thankfully the doors are okay on both sides, and surprisingly the arches are completely and utterly rust free, which is very rare on a car of this age. And if they were corroded, that would be a massive job, because we'd have to cut out the rear quarter and get them changed. So that's a massive bonus there. Onto the rear end of the car, we obviously have a lot of lacquer peel here. Now this is from the car being sat in direct sunlight for years and years and years. The lacquer's baked up and peeled off. There's a slight bit of corrosion here just under the lights. This can easily be sorted. Apart from that, the rear end's not too bad. We maybe need to spray the back bumper because there's a bit of scratching on either side, and all the trims have been sprayed with a spray can black. But I'm an old school guy and I love the chrome. We're gonna have to get some thinners on there and see if we can restore that chrome factory look. So the wheels on this car are in really good condition. They must have been refurbished sometime before the car got parked up. They're in a sparkling silver and there's not much damage on them at all, and the colour has really come out on them. But we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to put spacers on this to bring them out towards the arches, and we're going to go in chrome. So if anyone knows anyone who can chrome plate or chrome spray, get at us, because we want to give this car an OEM classic look once it's done. So although this car is a CL420, it's actually an S-Class Coupe, and everyone in the car scene will know that the W140 was the industry leader and pioneer, because they introduced so many features worldwide which hadn't been seen on cars. So one of those things is double glazed glass. This was one of the first cars to have double glazed glass. Oh, that's a tongue twister, that. You know what I mean though. So this is the sort of stuff you'll see in your living room, in your houses. Cars hadn't had anything like this on before the S-Class came around. And this specific example is a pillarless coupe. So when you roll down the back window, all the way down, there's no pillar, which gives it a seamless look. And when this car is fully on the road and it's in pristine condition, that is an absolute game changer. So nowadays having heated seats is just a normal option, but this car was one of the first in the world to have heated seats. But not only heated seats, it's got orthopedic seats, so it's got memory foam, etc. And on long journeys your back will be aching in this. This car is the pinnacle of luxury. Those are just a few things which the S-Class has. Another thing is window wipers on the lights. Yes, you heard that right. You don't see that nowadays, but this car was one of the first to have these. And there's a whole host of other things that it had. It was also one of the first to introduce ESP braking system. And it also has parameter steering, which makes low-speed driving a breeze. Now, all the previous cars in the 80s and 90s, well, the early 90s, barely had power steering, but this is light as a feather. Look at this, I can spin it with one finger. And I've driven a lot of cars, and even till today's standards, that is a super light steering wheel and it's super easy to drive. So as you've seen, those were a few industry firsts, but this car, well, this specific car is fully loaded and has a whole host of extras. So let's go into the cockpit and I'll show you what I mean. But the first thing that I'm going to show you is the electric steering column. Now, cars, even of today's standards, probably just about have these extras. Another thing it's got is a sunroof, which unfortunately for us doesn't work. It's a little bit sticky at the minute, but we'll get that fixed. Dual climate control. I know in today's standards that is an optional extra. And if you look at this button here, it's also got a rear blind. So if you point the camera to the back there, you've got a super high level of privacy, all without changing the aesthetics of the car by putting privacy windows. So the seat belts are also on these electronic sliding things. I don't know the official name for them, but they're pretty damn cool, because when you open the door, that comes forward, so you can take your seat belt off, as you can see, which is a cool and very nifty little feature. Generally speaking, this interior is in absolutely immaculate condition. The seats in really good condition. There's no major wear to them. The bolsters are all solid. In the new Mercedes, you'll see it's not even real leather and they're all cracked and ripped. This, for 30 years old, I couldn't ask for anything better. The headliner, it's in a nice velour sort of finish. Again, no sagging. With the BMWs that I've had, I'd say out of the 6-7 series that I've had, 3 of them had a sagging headliner, so it's a major thumbs up there for that. And just in general, the electronics are absolutely massive problems on these cars. There's so many gremlins and little things that go wrong with them. But this one, thankfully, apart from the sunroof, I don't think it's got any issues. Obviously, we've just started the car up. It's been parked for over 10-15 years. So as we drive it, we will get new problems, but it's nothing too major at the minute. So that's another major thumbs up. I'd say overall, it's a decent package. I know it's a project car, it's rough around the edges, but stay tuned because we are going to absolutely transform this and make it one of the best looking CLs on the road. Before I wrap this video up and forget, there's two things which I want to remove from this car because they're a big no-no. Number one, this is a 4.2 naturally aspirated V8. If you buy this car, you don't worry about fuel prices, which the previous owner obviously didn't care about. And he's put a big 90 litre LPG tank in, so that is getting removed straight away. We're going to give the engine a good flush, we're going to give it a service, we're going to get the guides done and all the little bits and bats that we need. And if we head over into the interior, there's another pet peeve. That Alpine deck there, now that is one of them 2010 sort of decks where they come out and they've got the little screen and everything, and that is a big no-no. We're going to have to find an original cassette player because we want this car as OEM as possible so it retains that authentic 90s aura that it has. So although cosmetically this car's not in the best shape, the engine is absolutely sweet as a nut. It hasn't been started in over 15 years. We put a booster pack to it and it started first time. Now we're going to fill it up with some fresh fuel. We're going to do a service, the guides and all the other little filters and bits and bats we need to do and get it running tip top. Another major green flag for this car is the underside is clean as anything. There's no rust, there's no structural damage, which obviously on these old cars you have to be careful of. The jacking points are fine, so everything underneath is clear and we've got a good solid base to work on. So due to this car being a very niche market, there's not many parts and stuff out there. So if anybody watching this video is in the community and they've got links to parts and people who work on the car, any advice, drop us a message on my Instagram, which I'm going to link here now. So it's IBLAX. And also like, comment, share this video and subscribe if you want to keep up with the journey, because I'm going to be regular with the uploads and we're going to completely transform this 90s beauty to its former glory. Thanks for watching, guys.